that time, I mean, I didn't have much competition, let's say. So I was one of the starting players every single game. So I kind of had that leverage. He knew who I was. We've been playing, which I was tryman of the team for 6 years in a row. So, I mean, there's not much to be said, right?
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he said, "I'm sorry, but you need to play all 3." I was like, "Dude, come on, give me a break." You know, that's five months and 1 week after my surgery. He said, "I'm sorry, but this is how it is." It's like, fuck. So I kind of just set that up in my mind so badly that I did everything I could to get there. I remember the surgeon told me, you need to be doing this and this exercise as soon as you can to get it blood flowing, to don't lose too much muscle. I said, okay. I remember getting out of surgery, being a bit asleep already. My room was not ready yet, so they put me on the bed, but on a corridor. And I kind of remembered, okay, exercises as soon as you can. So I remember starting in the middle of the corridor, people watching me. I was like, that was crazy, right? But I knew I had no time to lose. I had an objective. I had something on my mind that I wouldn't lose. I was just 100% focused on that. And I had 5 months and 1 week. I will never forget that, to get ready for that first friendly game. Because that's what my coach asked me to do if I wanted to play. To make the story short, 5 months and 1 week after, I remember I was strapping my knee and going to warm up, actually playing 10 minutes, but playing. He didn't say how much. He said, you need to play 3 games, which I did. And the first game of the season, of course, I started. So, I don't know, it's a tough thing, but key elements that helped me out, like my coach, I think he did it on purpose. I'm pretty much sure that if I played only 1 game, he would put me in the first game. But if I see it today, which I've discussed with him a couple of times too, he was pushing me. He knew me so well that he knew that he could push me very, very much, because I am that kind of guy, that I'd rather be pushed to motivate me. He pushed me very, very hard into the limit, into doing stupid stuff to get ready, because he knew he could. And I think thanks to that, and to, of course, a couple other things, I would never say what was the thing that got me there, because I don't think it's one thing, but it's a conjunction of all of them that made me get there in shape for the first game. And I actually thank him to push me that way and getting me ready to play. So, yeah, I think that mentality, that winning mentality, helps you not only to overcome adversity in general, not just for an injury, but it helps you in any sport, it helps you in any business, in any company, it helps you in life. So it's just a lesson that I'm glad that I had, and something, of course, that we are talking today that can probably help others. It helped me personally to become a better person, I think, to understand myself a lot better, to see what my limits were, and actually believing that there's no limit. And sometimes if you believe that, then, well, you make it happen.
Yeah, no, it shows sort of if you do have an objective, sort of how far people can go to get to that objective, and people surprise themselves how far they can go, because like in reality, no one knows how much they can do up until it happens, sort of thing. So yeah, that's
And
cool.
they keep saying that we use our body like 20% of our capacity, something like
Yeah,
that.
Mm.
absolutely.
So I mean, if you keep pushing, you probably get more.
Mm,
So I'm not saying to drive it to the limit because I mean,
mm,
of course, there's risks, and I assumed those risks at that time because I knew that what I was doing was probably not the best idea. But I had
Mm.
a physiotherapist that was going with me all the way, my surgeon that was helping me out. I mean, I did everything that they allowed me to do, but I just did it as much as I could and as good as I could. So yeah, I mean, we can all push it a bit further. We can all push
Mm.
it a bit more in every sense.
uh,
You can always give that extra 10%, and that's sometimes all it takes.
absolutely. Yeah, cool.
That
Cool.
was very inspirational.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, son.
That was very good. That was very good. That was very good. Wow, that was amazing seeing and listening to that. That's some comeback though. I mean, I like 5.5, 5 weeks, for 5 months, 1 week from double ligament. Was it snap? They snap.
Broke, yeah.
I mean, I know professionals who take years to come back from that, especially in a football sense. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But that year was the year where Falcao took like 8 months to come back and missed. I can't remember which one, but I think he missed either a Copa America or even the World Cup. He missed one because of that same injury that I had, and he took at least 8 months to come back. I was like,
Yeah.
shit, if he couldn't make it.
Nah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone, I guess everyone's different, aren't they? But like, yeah, no, it's still, it's still impressive. But I mean, I was lucky enough, sort of when I was playing football, not to get that serious of injury. But I mean, I obviously, yeah, you had get a little injuries here and there, but nothing ever that severe. So I mean, I couldn't possibly sort of think like what it would be like because I've never experienced it. But yeah, no, it's cool.
Oh yeah. Well, I loved how in your story you spoke about the medic who you'd come over and he just normally was tell you to play on. It's a very rugby thing. I completely get that. It's like you get hit. So my first two concussions, I played. I think the first one was about 50 minutes in, finished the game. Because you just don't realize you got the adrenaline pumping around. You're just like, I just want to finish this game. The second one was I think 60 minutes in, and again, just didn't really clock that I'd hit my head that hard because you just want to play. You play on, and then the third time was the one where it kind of went. I got knocked out, so it kind of stopped me from from playing
Carrying
through.
on,
But yeah, no, exactly. So no, yeah, that made me laugh a little bit inside. It's the whole I'll just strap it up, it'd be fine, or just run it off. Is a very happens all the time in rugby, which is
yeah.
which is always
the
good fun.
concussions. I had a couple myself, so I understand what you mean. That's probably the reason why I use a helmet when I play, for instance. So I had a couple
never did.
since I was a kid, and it actually helps to wear a helmet. So I do encourage everyone to do it. I mean, there's nothing to lose.
No.
It can save you a couple of bad days. In my case.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's a couple of days after you've been concussed, you kind of like you just sleep. I remember just sleeping most day, the couple of days after the concussions. But yeah.
Actually, I had 2 or 3 that were pretty bad. So for 2 or 3 days, I could not remember what I did 10 minutes ago. So I kept asking the same questions. I kept asking people what they were doing, my family. I mean, I knew who they were, but you just have your like short memory that's off, right? So yeah, after that, of course, my mom came and she said, "You either quit rugby," which was not an option. She knew that, or you wear a helmet. You say, "Okay, I'll take option B. B, go ahead."
Fair enough. Yeah. That is definitely fair enough. Yeah, that people should be wearing helmets. And there's the new rules. I know in England anyway. No contacts kind of becoming later and later in school. Like they're doing touch rugby for longer, just to try and prevent that with prevent injuries from a young age. And that's also happening with football, isn't it, Ben? With the headers.
You're only allowed to do a maximum of 10. Is it high impact headers a week in training? So there are like, because I think that was they did a research paper on it, and that was the findings from that led to the limit on the heading. So they are doing more like continuing to do more and more research on sort of the effect of concussions and heading on the ball on sort of memory and late even memory in later life, sort of how it affects it then and stuff. So
you never know, right?
Yeah.
However, Tom, I don't think it's the best idea actually to play touch rugby for such a long period of time, because what I would rather have is people tackling better. So in my opinion, the sooner you start, the better you become into that technique. This is very personal, right? So I'd rather have them playing, but what we do certainly need to avoid is high tackles. And that's being enforced very hard lately, which I appreciate, because the worst KOs are due to high tackles. You get a guy at full speed, right slam you on your jaw, and then you're off. I mean, there's no other way, and you see that at any sport. Guy running at full speed with his shoulder on your face. I mean, that's nothing you can do. And I think they're doing a good job on that end to lower the line of tackling and just being more severe. I mean, today, if you do that, it's a red card, and that's it. There's no discussion, which my sense, that's perfect.
Well, no, it's definitely perfect. And also, as you said, like tackle technique as well is in a couple of people get actually knocked out from going into tackles the wrong way, which is a big thing as well. I think a personal thing with me was I think people will tackle worse when they're scared of making the tackle, let's say. 100%. Whereas for me, it was once that kind of, when you're growing up, once you get rid of that fear, that's when you start to tackle better, you make better tackles, and you're less likely to injure yourself, which is, I think, something that needs to be taught as well, is you're more likely to injure yourself if you go into it half-heartedly.
I agree.
Definitely.